Hello everyone. Today I am going to take a class on a busy month. During and at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to 1. Recall some common birds they have observed in their surroundings. 2. Identify birds based on their color, size, call, beak and feet. 3. Discover that April or May is a busy month for bird nesting. 4. Recognize the enemies of birds. 5. Understand the importance of teeth in other animals. In order to achieve these learning objectives, I will go in and around RI Mysuru campus and let you all know the importance of birds in our environment. Now, this is April. This is a busy month for birds. The birds lay their eggs, build their nests and take care of the young ones during this month. For this bird watching activity, I have with me two interesting children, Kilion and Gayatri. They study in demonstration school RI Mysuru. Children, are you all interested to go out and see what bird watching is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. For your information, RI campus in Karnataka is a huge campus with many number of trees and plants. So, there are quite a good number of birds residing and nesting in our campus. Come on, let us all go out and try to explore and watch their nest if available. For this bird watching activity, we have with us Dr. Vareshan Tangpu, Assistant Professor in Zoology, RI Mysuru. He has an expertise in bird watching for the past 13 years.
Oh, ma'am, that is more than my age.
Yes, dear. So, children, let us welcome Dr. Tangpu. He will help us in identification of birds. Shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children.
Hello, my dear young friends.
Hi, sir.
Very good. Today, before we go out for bird watching, I must tell you that birds are so fascinating creatures on the earth. They are so appealing to listen to their chirping sound. And they are so colorful, very easy to study them. They indicate the health of our environment.
Sir, can you please tell us few tips on how to identify birds?
Good. How to identify bird is a very good question. It's very easy to identify birds. Birds can be identified by their size, their color, the call they make and the niche they occupy. That means if you tell me, I saw a bird which is the size of a sparrow, smaller than sparrow, bigger than sparrow. Likewise, a size of a crow, smaller than a crow, bigger than a crow. I can tell you the name of the bird. If you tell me the color, blue color, greenish color, black color, grayish color, I can tell you the name of the bird. Likewise, if you can mimic its sound, the chirping sound, the creepy sound they make, I can name the bird. Likewise, the niche they occupy. Niche means the position when you see them. Top of the tree, middle part of the tree, on the ground or near to the ground. I can tell you the name of the bird. So just look around, observe around and tell me any of this character. I can tell the name of the bird. So before we go out for bird watching, there are 3 rules. Rule number 1, maintain complete silence. What is that rule number 1?
Maintain complete silence.
Very good. Rule number 2, you have to move in a group. Not somebody moves that side, another one to the right side, and we don't know which birds we saw. Move in a group. Rule number 3, make a list of the bird you have observed today in your book. Okay? So for this bird watching activity, your madam has given you one book each, which is a guidebook, which acts as a reference, one each. And along with this, we have a binocular. Okay, this binocular, you keep it on your neck, one each. We move together in a group. You also give it there, slowly. Yes, which may cost about 5,000 to 10,000 rupees. Okay, now will you follow me for bird watching?
Yes, sir.
Yes, children. Now we have all our equipment to go and watch the birds. Are you all interested? Shall we go?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, now follow me. We'll go for bird watching outside.
Look, there is one blackbird.
It is a crow.
Which crow?
We don't know, sir.
Do you know, Kilian?
No, sir.
It is a house crow. Now look carefully, the glossy body and ashy color around the neck and the breast. It makes a call like ga, ga, ga. Can you mimic its sound?
Qua, qua, qua.
Good. Now look at the beak. It is very strong. It feeds on anything that can be eaten, like grains, leaves, meats, insects, and also the eggs of other birds. That means it is an omnivorous feeder.
Sir, how many eggs does it lay?
Good. It lays about 3 to 5 eggs.
Look, there is one blackbird. Is that bird also a crow?
Yes. Look at that. Another black crow. This is called as jungle crow. Look at them, purely metallic black. Everything is black here. Black beak, black body, black leg, and also the black feet. This is more ferocious than the house crow.
This is a busy month for birds. Observe the mango tree. There is a bird with a red mustache behind the eyes. It even has a broken black colored necklace. Which bulbul is this, sir?
Look, that is the red whiskered bulbul. It feeds on fruits and insects.
There is a nest built on the window of this building. This is a classroom, and due to lockdown, since there are no students here, this bird has built a nest here. Oh, there is a baby bird in the nest.
Yeah, look carefully and silently without disturbing them. There are 3 young ones inside the nest. Now, the mother has come.
2 young bulbuls fly away with the mother, now left with the youngest one in the nest. This will also fly away from the nest very soon.
This, in fact, is a busy month for the birds.
Yes. Look at the greyish colored bird sitting on top of the tree branch. This is called a spotted dove. There are prominent white spots on the body. Come on, children, let us try to imitate the call of this bird.
Tukturui, tui, tui, tui. Tukturui, tui, tui, tui. Tukturui, tui, tui, tui.
Sir, what does it eat?
Yes, it feeds on grains, seeds, and insects. And also it lays about just 2 eggs during one breeding season.
Yes, again this proves that this is a busy month for birds.
Look at that bird there.
Yes, the bird is sitting on the window of the old building. Observe the brownish black body with white patches on its wing with its tail raised. This is Indian robin.
What does it eat?
It feeds on insects and spiders, and it lays 2 to 3 eggs in its nest. This is a busy month for birds.
Which is that colorful bird?
Yes, look at that. The colorful bird is a coppersmith barbet. It has a green body, yellow throat, crimson red at the breast and forehead. Look carefully the red color legs sitting on the branch of that tree.
It feeds on berries, moth and termites. It lays 2 eggs in its nest. April and May is a busy month for birds. Now look at the glossy metallic purple color with yellowish white breast. This is a male sunbird. Observe the long curved beak.
Sir, why does it have a long beak?
Yes, Gayatri, it has a long beak. Look at that. This long beak is required for sucking nectars from flowers. Sometimes it also feeds on insects. And now this bird lays about just 2 eggs during the month of May.
Yes, as we all know, this is a busy month for birds. Here comes the next bird. Observe the brownish body with black head and tail.
Is this also a crow?
No, this looks like a crow, but it is looking like a pheasant. Therefore, it is called as crow pheasant.
Notice the sharp beak for cutting and eating hard foodstuffs, including snakes. It lays 3 to 4 eggs during the month of May.
Oh, now look at that, young friends. Look at that crow pheasant fighting with a snake. Could you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. They are still fighting. Finally, look at that. The crow pheasant has swallowed the snake. The snake becomes the victim of this crow pheasant.
This is a common noisy bird. It has yellow beak, yellow nape and yellow legs. Yellow?
Dirty fellow.
No, this is common myna. It makes a chattering call like radio, 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 radio. Will you all repeat after me, children?
Radio, 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 radio.
Yes, very good. Look at the strong beak for breaking and crushing seeds. Sometimes it feeds on insects. It lays 4 to 5 number of eggs during April to August. This, as we know, is a busy month for birds.
Look at the white head and breast and brown body and wings. Could you see that? This is called Brahmanicite. Notice also the strong feet with pointed claws, which is used for catching smaller animals. And look at the beak, which is very sharp, curved, at the same time pointed, which is used for tearing and eating fishes and other meat.
How many eggs?
Yeah, it lays just 2 number of eggs during the months of April and May.
Children, now that we know the drill, this
Is a busy month for birds.
yes.
Now look at this blackbird. Look at that brilliant red marks on the top of the head. This is called as Indian black ibis.
Sir, why does it have a long beak?
Yes, this long and curved beak is used for feeding of small fishes, frogs, earthworm and insects. Now look at that. It is digging the mud. Perhaps it has swallowed the earthworm. Look at that. This female also lays 2 to 4 number of eggs during April to June. Now look at the most interesting bird found in RI campus. This is called lapwing. It has a long yellow legs for walking on the ground. And it makes a very interesting call like, did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Can you mimic its call?
Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it?
Exactly. It reminds us whether we have done our work perfectly or not. It also feeds on ants, caterpillars and vegetables. And it lays 3 to 4 eggs in its nest built on the ground.
Sir, now look at that brilliant bluebird with deep chocolate head.
The beak is very big.
Yes, the beak is large, strong and long. It is used for catching fish, tadpole, lizard and grasshopper. This is a kingfisher.
Why is it called a kingfisher?
Yes, this is called white-breasted kingfisher because it is an expert in catching fishes in the water. Now, it builds its nest early in January, sometimes it goes up to August, and it lays about 4 to 7 number of eggs.
Oh, look at the woodpecker. It has a golden yellow body and a crimson crown on the head. It builds its nest on the trunk of a tree.
Yes, my dear young friend, look carefully. Look at it beak, sharp and pointed like a surgical scissors. It feeds on insects, termites, and sometimes on nectar. Now it lays only 3 eggs during February to July.
Wow, children, see how interesting it is. It is a busy bird drilling a hole on the trunk of a tree as its nest. Isn't this so fascinating?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, look at the bird building a nest. It is hanging upside down.
Is that a sparrow?
No, Kilion, it is the size of a sparrow. This is a weaver bird with yellow head and neck. This is a male weaver bird.
The nest is very beautiful.
Yes, Gayatri, it is. Interestingly, the male bird builds as many as 7 different nests, and the female, being very juicy and very proud, chooses one of the best of that 7 nests for laying of eggs.
How many eggs does it lay?
It lays 4 to 7 eggs in the month of April to July.
Oh, it is so interesting to watch birds.
Now, look at that big tree. There is another black bird. It is called Asian quail. Now, this bird exhibits sexual dimorphism. That means male and female look differently. Look at the male. It has a metallic black body. It has elongated body, smaller than a crow, but the tail is much longer here. Interestingly, the male makes a very interesting call. It makes like, and the female is having dark brown body with white spots, and it makes a sound like. Can you repeat that? Yes, it sits on the top of that big tree and it feeds on fruits, berries, insects, and sometimes snails.
Interestingly, this bird never builds its own nest, but it lays its 1 or 2 eggs in the nest of a crow and other birds, and the crow will take care of them till it hatches into a quail. Isn't this bird very smart, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us now look at the big tree. On the branch, there is a big bird with a uniquely large beak. That is helmet-like beak. Is this hornbill, sir?
Yes, this is called grey hornbill. Look at the unique beak and large enough. It feeds on fruits, mollusks, scorpions, insects, and sometimes smaller birds. And it lays about 1 to 5 number of eggs during April to June.
Look at the wire. There's a green bird. Notice the black line on the throat.
Like a necklace.
Yes, like a necklace. It makes a call like tit-tit-tit, tit-tit-tit. Children, come on, repeat after me.
Tit-tit-tit, tit-tit-tit, tit-tit-tit.
Yes, that's a very interesting bird. It is called green bee eater.
Can it eat bee?
Sir, can it really eat bees?
Yes, it feeds on bees, ants, wasps, and also all types of insects. And this bird lays about 4 to 7 number of eggs in the months of April to July.
Children, we have known through this bird watching that every bird is busy doing something or the other. We got to know that this is a busy month for birds. Come on, let us tell our line once again.
This is a busy month of birds.
Very interesting. I think, my dear young friends, you have enjoyed watching the birds. We have observed altogether 20 number of birds today. So keep watching the bird and keep protecting them. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can go back to your classroom. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Children, did you both like the bird watching activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, share your experiences with me.
Ma'am, it was very interesting.
Yes, Gayatri. Kilion, what about you?
Ma'am, I learned about birds many things and the birds was very beautiful, ma'am.
Yes, Kilion, I agree with you both. Even I have learnt many things. We have to thank our professor, Dr. Tangpu, for teaching us so many good things about birds. Now, we have studied about many birds. Let us learn the enemies that birds have. Do you know that birds also have many enemies?
Ma'am, why do they have enemies?
Good question, Kilion. The birds' eggs and their nests are destroyed by many animals. Such animals are the enemies of birds.
Ma'am, which are those animals?
Yes, those animals are crows, squirrels, cats, rats, snakes, and surprisingly, we humans also steal their eggs. So, these are the enemies of birds. Children, now that we know birds and their enemies, let us talk about feet of birds, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now I will display few pictures on the screen. You have to tell me which bird it is. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Which bird has a web-like feet for swimming?
Ma'am, duck.
Very good, Kilion. You're right. Then, which bird has strong feet to hold the tree branches?
Ma'am, barbet.
Very good, Gayatri. That's the exact answer. Which bird has firm and big feet for hunting and catching small animals?
Ma'am, kite.
Yes, Kilion. Now tell me, which bird uses its feet for climbing the trees?
Ma'am, woodpecker.
Very good. Now tell me, which bird has long feet for walking on the land?
Ma'am, lapwing.
Yes, Kilion, exactly. Do you remember how it makes its call?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do it for me?
Yes, ma'am. Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it?
Yes, very good. I'm very proud of you, children. Now, children, I will display the pictures of beaks of birds. You have to carefully observe and tell me the food which they eat. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. What about this beak, Gayatri?
Ma'am, this beak is used for tearing and eating meat.
Yes, Gayatri, you are absolutely right. This is the beak of a Brahmini kite. How about this beak?
Ma'am,
Leon?
woodpecker.
Yes, very good. Woodpecker has a strong and pointed beak for drilling holes in the trunk of a tree as its nest. How about this beak?
Ma'am, it is for finding insects and worms.
Very good, Kilion. This is the beak of a black ibis. It has a long and curved beak for picking out some worms, insects and even snakes from mud and shallow water. Now tell me, what about this beak?
Ma'am, it is myna, but I don't know for what.
Yes, even myna has a strong beak for breaking and crushing seeds. Now, what about this beak?
Ma'am, it's the beak of a crow. Ma'am, it is used for eating and cutting many kinds of food items.
Very good children. You have identified the beaks also. Now tell me, do all animals have beaks?
No, ma'am. They have teeth also.
Yes, Kilion, very good. Now I am going to show you few animals. You have to identify the type of teeth in them, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
What is the function of teeth in cows?
Ma'am, cows have large, short and flat teeth. It is for chewing grass.
Very good, Gayatri. How about cats?
Ma'am, cats have sharp teeth for tearing and cutting meat.
Okay. How about snakes?
Ma'am, this is cobra. It bites animals and swallows as food.
Yes, cobra has two long curved special teeth called fangs. What do we call them?
Fangs.
Gayatri?
Fangs.
Yes, the fangs, they help them in swallowing the animal as a whole. Now tell me about the teeth of a squirrel.
Ma'am, squirrels eat on fruits and seeds.
Exactly. There is a very interesting thing about the teeth of squirrels. The front two teeth of squirrels keep growing throughout their life. Isn't this very interesting?
Yes, ma'am.
They keep gnawing their teeth on objects to stop them from growing.
Ma'am, that's very interesting.
Yes, Gayatri, indeed it is. Dear children, there is a lesson in your EVS textbook, chapter 16, A Busy Month for Birds. In that chapter, a person named Gijubai Badheka from Gujarat has written a letter to the children on April 13, 1936. He has written about the different birds that he has observed in the month of April. Now, can you tell me how many years has it been since Gijubai has written the letter?
2020 minus 1936 is equal to 84 years.
Yes, it's been 84 years. Do you have a grandmother or a grandfather who is 84 years old?
No, ma'am. My grandfather is 80 years old.
Okay, Kilion. Are there many birds now or were there many birds at that time compared to the present times?
Ma'am, my grandfather told me that there were more birds those days.
Good. Kilion says that these days the number of birds has decreased. What might be the reasons?
Ma'am, because birds have many enemies.
Exactly, Gayatri. Can you name few enemies that the birds have?
Squirrels, humans, rats, crow, etc.
Yes, very good. How is a human being an enemy for a bird?
Humans destroy eggs and their nest, and some people even kill the birds for food.
Exactly. What will happen if we kill all the birds on the earth?
Ma'am, there will be no pollination for plants.
Yes, Gayatri.
Ma'am, if there is no birds, there will be many worms.
Very good, Kilion. If we kill all the birds on the earth, it will cause harm to our environment. There will be a lot of disturbance in our environment. We have to protect the birds. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do you both protect the birds?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I'm very proud of you children. Clap for you both.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Now tell me, how do you protect the birds?
Ma'am, we should not destroy their nest.
Ma'am, we should not kill the birds.
Very good children. We should not destroy their nests or break their eggs or kill the birds. The birds maintain a balance in our environment. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So, the best way to protect birds is to leave them freely as they are. Do not disturb their habitat. This is a busy month for birds for laying their eggs and building their nests and taking care of the young ones. So, shall we all protect the birds?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good children. Did you all like the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, even I had a lot of fun with you all and I got to know very new things about birds and the environment. Thank you children.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is my message for all those who are watching the video. Keep watching the birds, do not disturb their nests, and let us protect the birds. Thank you one and all. Wear a mask, stay safe. Thank you.